So this is very good to see some of the Nigerian nurses in the UK coming out to defend themselves, coming out to explain what actually happened, and also acknowledging those who stood by them during this trying time of exam scam of Nigerian nurses. If you guys remember, I brought a video a few months ago of the NMC, that's the Nursing and Midwifery Council, accusing over 500 Nigerian nurses in the UK of exam fraud, exam malpractices. It's unfortunate that some of them have, gone back to Nigeria due to this NMC problem, paying not being renewed and all that. So in today's video, I want you all to see some of the nurses that are still here in the UK. They have come out to tell us their own side of the story, which I want every one of us to watch in a minute. But before then, I want to say this to those nurses that were affected by these exam scams and all that, those ones that have gone back to Nigeria. It is not the end of the world. With that being said, before we hear from one of the nurses, if you are meeting me for the first time, my name is Joanne and I'm based here in United Kingdom, England to be precise. So this channel, I created this channel for us to be able to, discuss, interact, share our problems and provide solution to some of those problems, some of those things in the diaspora or here in the UK that affects Nigerians or Africans. So if you are interested in content like this, before leaving this channel, subscribe to the channel and also click on the like button of this video. And for my returning subscribers, thank you very much. I know I've not been constant, but like I said, I have something I'm doing at the moment and seriously it's taking my time, but I've been able to see, create time to see how I can bring some of these stories to you so that I don't leave, because I know some of you on this channel, you come here because you want to know what is happening to our people out there. So I promise you that I will try my best to be updating you all regularly. Yes, regularly. I'll try my best. Let's say Monday to Friday, I'll try my best. Or if I can't do Monday to Friday, I can do 3 days in a week, because I have something in my hand that is really making me very busy. With that being said, let's hear from one of the nurses. Leave your comments in the comment section down below as we are going to be interacting. I'll reply to your comments in the comment section. If you have any story you want to share with me, you can also share it. I have my contact in my description box on this very channel. Let's hear from one of them or some of them. Thank you.
Hundreds of Nigerian nurses affected by this, and first of all, I want to thank Equality for Black Nurses for being our anchor. Last time I was here, I was drowning in my own tears. I was so emotional, but they have given us that anchor we needed, and I will not fail to mention NMC Watch. They have listened to us, they have heard us rant, they have really talked to us, console us to make sure that we are not in this alone. And on behalf of myself and my colleagues who are affected by this, I want to join hands with them to say thank you very much for being the support and anchor we needed in times like this. And to all my colleagues who sincerely wanted to be here but could not afford to be here, I really want you people to know, who are watching back home, that I'm here and I'm speaking for us, and I'll not stop talking until we are finally vindicated. This issue has gone on for long. It's way too long. It's longer than we all anticipated. But sad to say that the NMC has decided to put us in a box. They have decided to, give us a tag, and decided that for being black, for being a Nigerian, I am a fraud. When this issue started, some of us were really happy that for once it was different from what we know back home. Oh, it's just a minor issue that will be fixed. They are going to fish out the people that will be affected and address the issue. But the blanket judgment has made people to lose their jobs, people to be demoted, people to be suicidal, and it's just sad that every day, for everywhere you turn to, hoping that something new is going to happen. It's something worse happens. We've been waiting for our appeal hearing. I'm sure they can hear me and they can hear the nurses. We've been waiting for our appeal hearing for donkey years now. The NMC is intentionally stalling our appeal hearing, knowing fully well that our employers will at some point give up on us and send us back home. I've had colleagues who have been sent home, and some of them are watching this from home. And wherever they are, I don't want to mention your names, I just want to know that your dreams are still valid and they can never bury all you aspire to be. Since NMC has decided to be the graveyard for all our dreams and aspirations, I did not just want to be a nurse, I wanted to be more. If I wanted to be a nurse, I'm sure I would have still been in Nigeria. But I really wanted to be more, to give my life more out of what I know. But NMC has vowed that I am a fraud with no objective means of identifying who is a fraud and who is not a fraud. We have been dying and begging them to pull up with their evidences, to come out and tell us where these fraudulent activities, give us a footage or something to prove. There has not been any proof. Do you know that as we speak, during appeal hearings, view, the organizing body for the exam, has blatantly denied that they did not have past questions. I am not the only international nurse speaking here. I call on every nurse from the Philippines, from India, from Ghana, from South Africa, wherever you are. We all know that the past questions were made accessible to all who were preparing for that exam. We all saw that past question online, and these past questions are repeated. View has practical questions online, and if you do those practical questions, there's a high tendency that 80% of those questions in most cases are repeated. Even when NMC made us rewrite the second examination, they termed it a special CBT. They went into their question bank to pull up the hardest question, and it was still the cheapest exam I ever wrote. I beat their time, they acknowledged it. Oh, we know your time was considerably short, but we are questioning your integrity.
Wow.
Please, how do you question integrity? How do you measure integrity? What scale? What research study are you using to measure integrity? They are saying that some of the nurses that took these exams were already nurses in the UK, so that's why they were able to pass at a shorter time. But we all know that you cannot assume the role of a nurse without your PIN. Most of us are working under the capacity of a healthcare assistant. So how do I now answer a nursing question if I was working as a healthcare assistant? And you are saying that I am practicing, I was able to pass that question because I'm a nurse. And secondly, undermining my educational training. I do not do fragmented nursing like they do here. I did a full course study for 5 years from all aspects of nursing. I was trained to be able to compete with my counterparts abroad. So I do not understand why the NMC will look at me and call me a fraud. I have told them to go to my school. In school, I'm not bragging. They call me A or nothing. Having a C was not what I would settle for. I aimed for excellence. So you cannot come here, undermine each of our hard work and how much effort we've put into this. If we could pass something as hard as an English exam, which is not really hard, but they had their technicalities, which they required from us, and we passed, you can literally take 2 weeks to prepare for NMC CBT case, whether you're a nurse or not, and you pass. So I challenge each and every one of us here, and to anyone hearing this, go into your phone, download NMC CBT, give it a try for 1 week, and tell me if you will not pass that exam with 98% under 30 minutes. It's the cheapest exam anyone could write. So we are calling on the NMC to please shortlist our appeal hearing and tell us where we stand. We want it to be fair. View is making is using us as a collateral damage for the incidents that happen. They are making us pay the price for their ineptitude. A fraudulent, like you said, alleged fraud has been on for years, as far back as 2020, and I wrote my exam in 2022. You shortlisted this center as an approved center, which I took my exam. You told me you had a camera watching me, which I assumed there was a camera. Now pull up that camera and show me where I did fraud. This is how much we measure someone's integrity. This is the fairness we want to hear. You cannot sit in your high horses, snatch our dreams and bury it just because you can. If at least you want to do that, make it fair, so that the whole world, everyone watching us will at least see and say that, okay, they deserve that punishment. You can't just snatch our dreams, sit in your houses, in your glass houses, and then tell the whole world we're fraud. NMC were the first to publish our news in May and tell the whole world how Nigerian nurses were fraud. Each and every one of us were profiled at our workplaces, even up till now. But they have not come out to tell us how fair they were in investigating and ensuring that innocent people were exonerated. They use time as a factor for judging someone for being fraud. How do you use time to measure fraud? Where is it done? Because there are a lot of things to look out for. At least let them be other evidences. You told us we did fraud, we beat the time, we beat your time, and NMC still telling us that we did fraud based on time. Please, where is that done? Where do you judge someone's exam performance based on their time? I prepared for the exam for a good 8 months, back to back with my IELTS. I sacrificed my sleep, my time, my everything, just to make sure that I came out well. They told me to write an incident, which I did, truthfully so, and NMC insisted that we all did fraud. Now, let me tell you guys something. When we were all given our rejection letter, NMC sent us an automated rejection letter. Where the full stop stopped was where everybody's full stop stopped. Where my capital letter started was where everybody's capital letter started. Meaning that our individual accounts and testimonies were not taken into consideration. Some people had their light went off as at the time the examination was taken. A lot of things happened, but NMC did not take into consideration any of those events, just because they so badly want to prove to the world that we did fraud. NMC put all of us and gave us that blanket term fraud. I go to work every day. My friend is here, thank God for him. I'm so grateful for having him in my life. My first law case, he literally gave me money to just support me. I am standing here because of him. Now, I'm imagining a lot of people that don't have the kind of support I have, friends like him, how they would have coped. And these are people who have gone home, some have lost their jobs, some were breadwinners for years, they don't have food to even eat. My friend told me the other day that he had to stand on the street of London for someone to pick him for hard labor. This is someone who has been a nurse for years. He gets picked up if you need hard labor, flower pruning, if you need someone to wash your clothes. That's what he's doing now. And this is someone that has been working and feeding his family for years. I know they can hear me, maybe they're in their houses. But we will not stop. They can as well just put a knife in my throat and know that I'm no more there. But as long as I live, even if I eventually get my pin, I will not stop talking, because I know it's going to affect the next person and the next person. There are a lot of Nigerian nurses who are held back because they have been termed fraud. How do I fight up this image after paying for everything I own with my sweat and my blood? And then I'll present my credential and I'll tell a recruiter I've been investigated for fraud, for something I did not know anything about. And I know that NMC, sitting in their glass houses, are not perfect. They have done a lot of things. So when I hear people say, oh, we are shocked about the report, you cannot be shocked about a pattern that has been existing for years. Exactly. This report has been coming on and on and on. I think someone from NMC the other day came and she said I was shocked. Shocked about what? About an existing pattern? You call people fraud. There have not been any previous history of criminality. And then we should be the one to call you a fraud for being dishonest, for your malpractices, for your abuses and victimization, for your racism. We should be the one to call you fraud. NMC told us that, oh, when we take the exam, we are not going to consider your time. Guess what? People that have gone for their hearing, the time is what was used. For an institution that claims to be so morally just, to be so right in their ways, how come you cannot even keep up to your own words? So I think that it's high time that the NMC should go back to the drawing board and do the needful. They should go back and start this investigation all over again. They should include us because we want to make sure that it is fair. We want to go back to our jobs. I want to go back to being a nurse. I'm tired of going to work every day and my mind skips. My friend literally holds my hand, don't worry. I'm tired of getting emails and jumping because that would probably be my sack email. I'm still fortunate, I'm still keeping my job, but my job is not guaranteed. I cannot grow career-wise. I cannot start a new course. I don't know how to do anything else but be a nurse. So I want to be vindicated. I want this to be fair. I want the NMC in their judgment to make sure that it is fair. It's not about speaking English, trying as much as possible to defend your case. It's about being human. It's about, you are not, NMC at this point is just listening to respond. They are not stopping to think about the effect of what their actions is doing to the lives and to families of thousands of Nigerian nurses home and abroad. Some of us, our parents sold all they had to send us to school. Some of us, we are like the only light in the family, and nursing was the only redeeming thing to save us from poverty line. You cannot tell me that you are donating to a child in Africa and that one child managed to go to school just to better her family, and you're trying to pull that child down just because you can. I know it is my word against yours, but I want you to be fair. I want you to be just. I want you to maintain the same integrity you claim to uphold. Thank you.
Thank you very much for watching the video with me. With that being said, I'll see you all in my next video, but let's interact in the comment section. Leave your comments in the comment section down below. I'll see you all in my next video. If you are yet to subscribe, please, this is the right time. Subscribe to the channel. Have a wonderful day. Bye.